So you wanna play Lancemaster, huh? Well, do you like spears, different stances, always having a button to press, doing crazy amounts of damage, channeling your inner Wukong, being OP in every type of content in the game, all while swinging around on your spear like a professional pole dancer? I can see why you would say yes to these. If that's the case, then sit down, cause Lancemaster might just be for you. The Lancemaster is a melee DPS class that uses a spear to devastate her foes. She has excellent mobility and her damage is very high as she has 6. Yep, you heard it right. 6 extra buttons to press, which are made accessible through the use of her identity. I know. Gunslinger and Deadeye exist, but those, balanced classes will be covered in the future. Now, most classes in the game generate gauge, you know? Remember Rage Gauge, Orb Gauge, and so on. And then when at full meter, they enter a specific stance or transform entirely. You can look at Lancemaster as doing the same thing, but the ability is on steroids. Not only can you switch between the stances at will, but depending on how much gauge you have generated, you gain bonuses on all of the abilities of the respective stance you're in. There is no downtime of the gauge generation mechanic, so this allows for some very quick and flashy combos, where at some point you start to wonder if you're actually playing also in a Lost Ark. The two stances of the Lancemaster are Blue and Red, also known as Pepsi. Moon and Sun. The quote-unquote main stance is the Moon one, as it features 08 skill slots. You can look at the Solar stance as the transformation mechanic of the Shadowhunter class, only you can swap back to your other skills whenever you have a full bar, do an entire empowered combo and jump right back into your Red stance. Nice. This is exactly when the first class engraving will be sliding into your DMs. Meet Superiority of the Stars. This is a fantastic complement to the buffs that you get from cycling through your stances. Depending on how many bars you have accumulated, you get a proportionally scaling buff to your crit rate and damage, movement speed, and an overall damage boost. It is quite obvious, but this engraving encourages quick combos and cycling through your stances at appropriate times to unleash some real serious damage. The other engraving is called Full Moon Kick. I suspect this engraving is suffering from insomnia, as it completely removes the sun stance while providing a flat damage increase to all moon skills in the Lancemaster's kit. The majority of players in KR tend to stay away from this engraving, as the extra damage to the blue skills is not enough to compensate for the lack of extra skills you get when being able to cycle through both stances. Honestly, I feel like this engraving needs a bit of love, as it definitely lacks in comparison to its bigger brother. There are various skills that you can use, but some of the more notable moon skills are Ring of Light, Crescent Moon, and Skywheel. When you want to praise the sun, you can use Red Dragon Flight, Solar Eclipse, and Scorching Wave. You use all red skills for the most part, but the blue skills can be swapped around to best fit your playstyle, so have some fun with that. The Pole Dancing Queen benefits from back attacks on a good chunk of her abilities, but she's not entirely bound to always trying to go for the booty. That being said, just like a lot of other melee DPS classes, some great engravings to look into are Grudge, Keen Blunt Weapon, and Cursed Doll. In terms of stats distribution, Stance Swapper should go with Spec and Agility for fast combos and even faster gauge generation, while Full Moon Night Owls should go with Crit and Agility, as they have no benefit from Identity Bar generation. When it comes to runes, some of the heavy-hitting red skills can definitely benefit from cast time reduction runes, while the rest of the Lancemaster's naturally spammy abilities go well with attack and movement speed chance increase runes. No strict boundaries though, as there are plenty of good choices here. So there you have it. No matter if you choose to dive deep into the endless stance swapping mechanics, ravaging through the battlefield in style, or you want the sleepier Blue Moon approach, just remember to get dressed, grab your pole, and start dancing, cause those honing materials ain't cheap. I would like to thank each and every one of you for all the support on the channel. The growth has been amazing and I can't get enough of the likes and comments. I find it super rewarding to answer different questions, so definitely keep them coming. You know what also feels rewarding? Subscribing to the channel and liking this video. It really honestly helps with the algorithm. You can do that, or maybe join me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/weswes_OG. Why not both? But anyways, that was all from me this time, and of course, as usual, I was Wes. And until next time, bye bye!